It has been 2 months. 2 months since I took the last puff of a vape. It's been 2 months of struggle, 2 months of frustration, 2 months of difficulty, 2 months of being so close to relapsing to where I had the vape in my hand and I had a choice to make. Do I take a puff right now and undo all the work I just did? Or do I throw it in the trash that's right there? Threw it in the trash. It has been hard. It has been rough. It has been very, very difficult. But being in the space that I'm at right now, no longer feeling the urge, no longer feeling the cravings, no longer feeling the temptation, no longer feeling the need to smoke and go to nicotine. It's great. Now, this has been a 5 year journey for me. I've been vaping for 5 years. This is the first time I really tried to come off. And it was a very difficult 5 years because it did start to consume my life to the point of the first thing I did when I woke up was vape. When I was in my car driving to work, I vape. When I was about to go to the gym right before, I'll take my pre workout, and part of my pre workout would be nicotine, vape. If I'm at work and I'm going to the restroom, in the stall, I will vape. I will take smoke breaks on work to go vape. It, if I'm on the plane, I'm gonna go to the bathroom and do a little puff. It absolutely consumed my entire day. And I would buy the 10,000 puff vape that would last me 4 days, maybe. I would run through it very fast. So in terms of what type of vapor I was the worst kind. Absolutely addicted, loved it. No reason to ever come off of it, and I didn't want to. I mean, it just felt great. Any level of stress, frustration, any bit of annoyance, anything that kind of bothered me, the nicotine helped. Chemically in my brain, it helped. It allowed me to get through what seemed like a difficult day. It allowed me to be less annoyed because I was stimulated. It allowed me to do a lot, to tolerate life a bit better. And coming off of it and being frustrated, you no longer have that thing that you use to help you get through life. You no longer have that thing that was there whenever you're kind of bored, whenever there's some downtime, whenever you're frustrated. It's just gone, and now you are forced to handle how you feel. You are forced to handle your frustrations. So all of that has been my journey. It has all been my journey, and I'm very happy to be where I'm at right now, being 2 months removed. And this is my first time ever trying to quit. This is my first time being aggressive and serious about quitting. And I went cold turkey. No nicotine replacement, no patches, no, no, they have the vape that has the essential oil. It's not nicotine, but you're getting the puff sensation. Zero. I went from vaping 5 times a day to literally the next day stopping completely. And there was a buildup of what I was experiencing that led me to that moment. So the year prior to me actually committing to quitting, or just the entire year leading up to me quitting, I started to experience a lot of things that were a little problematic for me, like shortness of breath. And although I'm fit, I had issues breathing. I had issues breathing sitting down. I had issues breathing walking. I had issues breathing lying in my bed before going to sleep. I've had just breathing was difficult. And I started to notice my lungs. I started to feel my lungs, and I'm just like, this doesn't feel that good. My lungs feel heavy. Am I sick? Am I having sinus issues? Like, what's going on? I did what we all do, just kind of ignore it. It's going to go away by itself. No, my lungs continue to feel heavy. My lungs continue to just, it felt like it was hard to expand. And mind you, this is 5 years of vaping, and I constantly, every day, all day, vape. So I don't really know what's happening internally, but all I can identify was that I wasn't feeling great. And about a month before I actually committed to quitting vaping, my breathing problems got very bad. Um, it got very bad to the point of I just had to mouth breathe a lot. I couldn't really breathe through my nose. My nose was just permanently always clogged, and I just didn't understand. I wasn't sick, like nothing's wrong with me. I just couldn't pass air through my nose, and I was in a situation where I was mouth breathing. And if you guys know anything about breathing through the mouth, it's actually not the ideal way to take in oxygen. It's actually your nostrils. Your nostrils are the best way for you to take in oxygen. Like breathe in, breathe out. It's way better going through the nose, exhaling through the mouth versus inhaling through the mouth and inhaling through the mouth and exhaling through the mouth. It's not mechanically the way you should be breathing. It's just not the way to intake oxygen. But I was mouth breathing, and it just was a very difficult thing. Sleeping was difficult. Everything was difficult. Training was difficult. I just like, man, this is hard. This is annoying. And there was one morning where I woke up, and I went to blow my nose, and I blew out particles of just blood. And I'm like, what? What is this? Like, what's happening here? We play it off like, oh, this is nothing. Like, this is just like, I don't know. Some skin in my nose must have tore. We make stupid assumptions, or we try to rationalize things and just kind of make excuses for whatever's happening. That's kind of what I did for the first week. I'm like, start to bleed. Bleeding was consistent. I'm at work. I blow my nose. I bleed. Like I'm just bleeding now. And I'm like, what is going on here? Like it's been about a week, and I'm still bleeding, and I can't stop. And it's just kind of, it's not a lot. It's just specks and specks and specks on the tissue paper, and I'm just like, this isn't normal. We're going on 2 weeks now of me just like kind of, it's not heavy nosebleeds, but every time I do anything like a hard sneeze or whatever, just blood particles. And in my head, I'm like, this is not normal. Obviously, this is not normal. You're not supposed to be bleeding through your nose at any point. Um, what do I have? High blood pressure? Let me go check some stuff out. I went, I did blood tests, got my blood pressure read, measured. Everything was fine. Nothing was wrong. Everything was good. I was okay. And then I look at my lifestyle. So I work out really hard. I am fit. I eat very healthy. I drink a lot of water. I don't drink much alcohol at all. I don't drink sodas. I don't abuse sugar. Very clean, healthy lifestyle. Like I love fitness. I love health. But I have this one thing though. Like I've been doing this one thing for years. And although I do everything right, like this one thing is actually pretty big. And it just got to the point to where I was just frustrated of not breathing. I just couldn't breathe properly. I couldn't efficiently intake oxygen no matter what I did correctly, and it just progressively got worse throughout that year leading up to the point of me quitting. Like progressively I just lost the ability to take in more oxygen, and it affected me a lot. It affected like a lot of my life, just walking upstairs just like I can't breathe properly, down to now I'm bleeding out of my nose. And I just said, you know what, I need to stop. I have to stop. This isn't great for me anymore. The benefit of it helping me with my stress and my frustration with any type of difficulty during my day, the benefit that I was gaining, it no longer superseded the negative aspects, because the negatives were now affecting my every single second I was moving. My breathing, I can't breathe, I'm bleeding. Like it's affecting me now. It's really bad. So literally from one day, and I remember it correctly, I think it was on a Tuesday. Tuesday. I woke up that morning and I did my usual. I wake up in the morning. First thing I did was that I vape and I puff and I puff and I go to work and I'm in the car and I'm puffing and whatever. And I go to work and I'm in the bathroom that morning. It's about 9:30 and I blow my nose. And it was a lot of blood. It was an excessive amount of blood. It was more blood than I've ever blew out during this whole phase of me bleeding. And it was so alarming that I just couldn't continue to vape. Like I knew that this was the thing that was damaging me. I knew that whatever damage this is causing to my lungs, this might be coming directly from my lungs. Um, I did tests. There's nothing wrong with anything. My blood is fine. My blood pressure, everything was good. I had blood drawn and my blood work was perfect. But like, I still have issues. So I said, this is just not worth it. I'm going to stop right now on Tuesday morning at 9:30. This is my commitment to myself. I am done. I am so done. I am done. I cannot do this. If I care about my future, if I want to be here for the long term, I will quit. I will just do it. I've sporadically read about the difficulty it is because you're going to experience really bad withdrawals. You're going to experience really bad difficulty on just how it's affecting you, how you're handling it. And I knew that it wasn't going to be an easy process to just quit cold turkey, but I knew it was what I needed to do in order to get better, in order to alleviate my problems that I was experiencing. So I did this right then and there, threw my vape in the garbage. I had about 4 vapes. I got rid of all of them. All of them gone. Now I'm left with the routine of vaping all the time and no longer vaping. I'm not vaping in my car. I'm not vaping first thing in the morning. And it's like, man, this is hard. This is hard. This is really bad for me. And I just went through a lot of hard times, constantly, all day, the first couple of days, thinking about vaping, wanting to vape, finding a random vape in my house that I had maybe a year ago, and it still was like charged, and I saw a little bit of liquid, and I'm like, I can puff this. This can be a one-time thing. I'll never do it again. I just want to relieve just the withdrawals and what I'm feeling right now. But if I did that, if I puffed this random vape that I found in my house right now, I will revert back most likely to doing it every single day because now I'm making an excuse to make this decision okay. And I need to be strong on my beliefs. And I had to throw it away. And just like the pressure, just like the difficulty. But I knew long term, this is what I needed to do. Like, there's no way that I can maintain doing this and get better, improve my health, improve my breathing. There's no way. I have to kill this habit dead. And that's what I did. I just continued and I worked harder than ever, focusing on things that I can have in my life that's going to replace a need to vape, to have something that would be a necessity for me to alleviate my stress. So I started training more. I'm in the gym. The gym is a great way to alleviate stress. It releases a lot of great endorphins, happy hormones, whatever. It just makes you feel really good, improves your mood. A lot of great stuff comes with training. So I just focus more on training. I focus more on just the things that I could control, which is just drinking more water, getting to bed on time, just like making sure that the rest of my life is aligned as best as I can align it to where this issue that I'm experiencing, giving up vaping, is not as bad because I'm occupied doing other things. My rides in the car, I'm now trying to occupy myself with like listening to documentaries or more so podcasts, just something, versus me just like sitting there thinking about, man, I used to vape, like I wish I had a vape right now. So it's a struggle. It is a struggle. But the one thing that helped me, the one thing that kept me going is that I wanted it. I simply wanted it. I wanted to quit. I genuinely wanted to quit. And a lot of people do stuff without really wanting to do it. They do it because they're told they need to do it. They do it because this is the right thing to do. They do it because, this is what you do. Like, you have to do the more adult or mature thing. But do you really want to do it? Do you really want that for yourself? Do you really want to be better? Like, if you're overweight, do you really want to lose weight? Do you want to? Do you want to give up all the burgers? Do you want to give up all the shakes and sodas and candy, whatever? Do you understand the ramifications that's going to have in your body and your life in the future? And if you get it, do you really want to get rid of it so that you can improve? You really need to want it. I wanted it. I wanted to quit. I wanted it as bad as I wanted to breathe. I literally couldn't breathe. I just wanted to breathe. You know what it is to want oxygen? You know what it is to want to just breathe? Do you know what it is when you can't breathe and you just want to breathe? I just wanted to breathe. I wanted to quit just as bad as I wanted to wake up and just smell air, just take it in. And I did that. My desires were stronger than the addiction itself. My need to improve was greater than the need to satisfy any short-term urges that I was feeling due to any whatever frustration or stress or anything. I just wanted it. And I think that's the biggest lesson that I want people to take away from this video. Nicotine replacement and all these things like the patches and the like the vape with the essential oil. All these things are things that's going to help you get off of it. If you're going to take that route, then you need to eventually get off of all those things and completely be off of anything nicotine or substance related, or just all of it. It needs to eventually go. What I did was very extreme. Going cold turkey is very extreme. Cutting it, going from one day of taking 5 puffs the previous day to now 0, that is heavy and that is a lot. And I know that's a lot, and I would never recommend anyone go through that process. But I want people to understand that if you want something bad enough, if you truly desire it deep in your heart, bad enough, it will get done. Simply put, it will get done. Your need and want and desire as a human being, strong, very, very powerful. It is very intense when we actually want something, when we need something, and when we need to get it done with every single fiber in our being. When we need it as bad as we need to breathe, you'll do it. No matter what it is, you will do it. I know the struggle. Vaping sucks. It is rough, but we're here. It's doable. Very doable. Quick video, guys. Hope you enjoy it. Like, share, comment down below. If you have any stories, share down below. Very willing to hear them out and whatever you guys want to talk about. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.